and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
You walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Weaver! 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 I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Ball is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. Weaver. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the
What's
Jets,
up, y'all?
we're talking about the Saints.
What's
You know,
up,
all this
y'all?
time we
Throwback
remind me of
Thursday.
football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like this. He's a man. You ought to make the big money. He's a man. I'm
Wow.
step on the field, man. That's who I am.
We'll have some fun today. Y'all want to have some fun?
Let's have some fun. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time.
Yeah,
What
cover
time
today.
is it?
So we're gonna have some fun.
What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Weaver. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live on KYOKradio.org, also on Facebook and Twitter at Lunch Break KYOK, at Lunch Break KYOK, all together. And then on YouTube, we are the Lunch Break with AJ Jones. Man, I'm still excited from yesterday's show. Troy C. Mullins with an S, my new favorite golfer. I love me some Tiger Woods. I really do. I do. But man, Troy C. Mullins, number one above them all. And I tell you what, I cannot wait to have her back. And again, got a shout out to my friend Shalonda Dixon for getting me in the right direction when it came to Troy. And man, what an interview. A lot of comments after the show about how she inspired people, how she has folks really not listening to negativity in their circle and believing in what it is they feel like they've been called to do. That right there, in my other profession, we'll say that'll preach right there. That will preach. It's Throwback Thursday. A lot to throw back to. Kevin Durant and Draymond, Aloysius Green had a come to Jesus meeting, and apparently it went good. I didn't see it. I've seen clips. I've heard comments. Man, interesting. And a lot of folks are extra in love with Kevin Durant now. That's fine. I'm one of those dudes, guess what? I don't have to stop loving someone to love Kevin Durant more. I'm not going to stop loving LeBron. I'm not going to stop loving some of the other athletes that I appreciate their gifts, their talents, and who they are off the court and off the field just because another guy or young lady comes in a different way. A lot of folks, loving Kevin because he says he's just trying to play basketball. He's not trying to tell people how to live and what to do. He's not getting political. And immediately everyone, unlike LeBron. Listen, if that's not for you, there's like a million other guys in the NBA. Like, you don't have to make everything about LeBron because your favorite guy doesn't do it. I mean, dude, change the channel. Flip the screen. Oh, but that's all he talking about is LeBron. Now we're talking about Kevin and Draymond. I'm glad that they came to, to an understanding. I'm glad they hashed things out and got it done. Reminds me of when Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas did it. They were kissing on the court, and then after that, they couldn't stand each other. I mean, it was going down. And then they sat face to face and they talked it out. I love seeing people do that. I love seeing people figure it out. And watch this. And I don't always have to see it to be okay with it. I'll never forget something my mom told me, and then I got to take a break. My mom told my sister, let me get that right. My mom told my sister, listen, don't tell me every single thing that happens between you and your husband. Obviously, if he's abusing you or hurting the kids, let me know. I'm all in. I come from a shooting family. They shoot first, ask questions later. But my mom said, you will have made up with him, and I'll still be mad about the last thing you told me. So if it doesn't require my immediate attention, emotions, and feelings, hold that. Y'all work that out. And that's what I'm saying. I don't have to see the makeup to be okay with the makeup. If they good, I'm good. Now, if they're not good, then, you let me know if I need to jump in that. So great stuff. Kevin Durant, we'll see if that gets him over the hump in this season. I'm going to tell you right now, I know it's not basketball season, but watch out for Golden State. All you Western Conference folks, watch out for the Golden State Warriors if Klay Thompson is healthy. All right, I'm going to back up something I said yesterday. Throwback Thursday. I'm going to back up something I said yesterday right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exams required to qualify.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I am Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. I learned that it was vital to create the time to go to the movies and go to games and do things that will bring the family closer and provide relaxation. Of course, we're in a different dispensation of time, but the principle is still the same. A balanced life is like medicine. Many medical problems come from stressing and overworking. But in this life, I come to understand that you want to have another option to look forward to besides working. You want to be able to sit back and say, listen, it's time for me to take that moment and really take it all in what I have worked hard for. As you balance, you will begin to see all the work that God has blessed you to be able to accomplish. And guess what? You're going to be motivated to do even more.
Okay, so if you don't already know, Kohl's is the best kept secret for back to school shopping. My daughter's heading off to college, and I got a great deal on a bedding set for her dorm, which she absolutely loves. Picked up some pillows for $11.99 and got her new jeans for just $21.99. I mean, whoa. With prices like that, you can't say no. Did I mention I got Kohl's Cash and it was ready for pickup in less than an hour? So, yeah, I'd say it was a success. Select styles. Prices good 8/18 to 8/22/2021. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is Irma J from Internal Rebound, and you're listening to AJ on the lunch break.
Yeah, man. Lunch break knows how to party. The lunch break knows how to party in the city of Houston. Greens Point, to be exact. It's Throwback Thursday. Big shout out to Irma J, trying to get her to be my manager, my agent. You know, I'm in my first play. I'll be in my first play this Saturday. I'll tell you more about that later. I got like 5 lines. I've got the shortest scene in the play, but the bug has bit me. I've been bitten by the bug. I wanna act every chance I get. So I want to do, film. I want to do plays. I want to do dramas. I want y'all to see my serious side. And I'm trying to get Irma J to be my manager. But there's a young lady in the play. There's a young lady in the play. She has the second lead female role. The play's called Living It Up with Ida Vaughn. So Ida Vaughn is the lead role, but the second primary character, her name in the play is Renee. And the young lady that plays Renee last night took a scene, and man, when I tell you she brought it to life, she brought that thing to life. Man, I had me crying, and I knew it was a play. Like, I knew it wasn't for real. And I was like, man, I ain't gonna never believe you again. She said, what are you talking about? I ain't gonna never believe you again if you tell me you hurt and you start crying because you just cried at the drop of a hat. You just made believe cry and cried for real. I ain't there yet, man, where I can think about something and start actually shedding tears. Nah, man. She did that thing. But I tell you what, don't ever come to me talking about, you hurt my feelings, I'm crying. I don't believe you. I saw you cry in rehearsal in the middle of the night, just because it was your turn. Man, I'm telling you, that's some good actors right there. That's some good actors. Let's see. CJ said that was Stevie Wonder, Head and Body Move. You know what? Get off my thing. CJ is from Memphis. You know, them folk from Memphis. You know how they is. Penny Hardaway's got a new staff member up there at the University of Memphis. He got Sheed. He's got Mr. Ball Don't Lie. Rasheed Wallace joining the very decorated staff at Memphis. Used to be Memphis State. I guess they kicked the state to the curb. So anyway. But yeah, man, I'll be telling y'all more about that play this Saturday. I want y'all to come out and hang out with me. You wear your mask, you can social distance, all that. I don't want you worried about Corona. And it's just going to be a fun night. And I'm going to be having a lot of fun. I hope you will enjoy it too. But man, when y'all see the character named Renee, and when y'all see her crying, just know she good. She's good at what she does, man. I want to get that good. I know that's what separates the good actors from the wannabes. I want to move out of a wannabe actor to a good one. AJ, you too old to start an acting career. Man, this is my life. You heard Troy C. Mullins yesterday. I'm not listening to the doubters stop me from dreaming and living my best life. Look, who am I talking to? Stop listening to the doubters and live your best life. Like the Oklahoma Sooners. I said something yesterday, and I promise you, I had not read this article. I said yesterday, it just hit me. I was minding my own business. It was almost like my program director was over my shoulder, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, AJ, I think Oklahoma is going to be in the national championship game. I'm telling you, I was in here by myself, and I said, Self? Yeah, I said, huh? I said, Oklahoma's going to be in the national championship game. I said, for real? And Self said, yeah, for real. And I said it, and now there's an article on CBSSports.com that says what? The article says that all of the preeminent blank, 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 experts and people who pick the games and all that are thinking that Oklahoma is going to win the national championship. I feel like they need to cut me a check because I know they use all their computer models and all their algorithms and all their tangents and coefficients and cosines and all that, but I just spit that thing out right off the bat. Oklahoma is going to be in the national championship game. And I don't think they're going to play Alabama. In fact, take this a step further. I think there's another team in Alabama that has a better chance to win a national championship than the Crimson Tide this season. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Think about who you think I'm talking about and get back to me. I think that there is another team in Alabama that has a better chance of winning a national championship this year than the Crimson Tide. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you? Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Funny.
Wait,
you gonna leave myself alone?
Yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332. Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you were living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tire? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews,
Evelyn!
music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m.
what's up?
on the Not So Christian and Me Show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio
11:40 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM at kyokradio.org.
We all experience grief and bereavement at one time or another in our lives. Well, there is hope and healing. Join Pastor Ronald Booker and the Greater St. Matthew Church for a free grief and bereavement hybrid symposium conducted by Dr. Leonard L. Favorite. Dr. Favorite is an expert in clinical and pastoral education, Christian counseling, and grief management. The free hybrid symposium will be held this Saturday, August 21st, 9 a.m. until 12 noon at Greater St. Matthew Southwest. This much-needed seminar is designed to give hope to all who attend and strategies to cope with various losses and grief. Don't miss this free hybrid symposium this Saturday, August 21st, 9 a.m. until 12 noon at Greater St. Matthew Church, 14919 South Main. For more information, call 713-734-5670. It's worth the trip to the Saints.
This is Tamara Fuentes.
And Teddy Stevens with Chosen Hoops.
And we're at KYOK at the lunch break with AJ Jones, the number one and only.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey, y'all, those are two good people, brother and sister, Tamara and Teddy. Chosen Hoops. He has trained several NBA players, college players, you name it, and she is a fitness guru. Man, yeah, I need to get with her, man. Got to get some of this Rona weight off me. Anyway, big shout out to L Dub. He's out there in Phoenix checking out the lunch break. Shout out to Evelyn. What's going on, Ev? Eve, how you doing? Keith Hennig tried to come for me, man. Stop this music. Keith Hennig said, what did he say? Self is speaking in something besides English. OU will win the Big 12. Well, that's not what the experts in Vegas say. Alabama may be the favorite to win the national championship yet again in 2021, but another team has received the most amount of money from people that do those kind of things. According to one of those groups, the most national championship betting money has come in on Oklahoma. The Sooners are listed at plus 800 to win their first title since 2000. That's more than Alabama, the defending champions and winners of 3 of the last 6 college football playoff titles. Alabama's at plus 260. I'm just telling you, watch out. This is one of those, we've seen it. We've seen it over the last year or so. This is one of those seasons where what you expect is not what happens. Lakers and NBA, Brooklyn, and who won it? Milwaukee. Football, Kansas City, and who won it? Tom Brady and Tampa Bay. Baseball, who won it? Not who everybody thought there would. Even hockey. Even hockey. I'm telling y'all, look at the Olympics. Look at the people that won gold medals in the Olympics. Some of them we expected, some of them we didn't. All right, y'all keep going with the same old thing. Keep drinking the same old flavor. Keep eating the same old food. You're gonna be like, oh man, yeah. I'm pulling something different off the menu. Oklahoma. They listen, they're going to leave the Big 12 in style. They're going to leave the Big 12 with a trip to the college football championship game. Now, notice, I didn't say they were going to win it. I just said they're going to be there. But I also said there's a team in Alabama that I think has a better chance to win a college football championship this year than the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide's got a new quarterback. Crimson Tide's got, new key players. I'm just telling you, it's a whole lot happening. It's a whole lot happening. I don't know who's going to knock them off, but somebody is. Somebody's going to knock Alabama off this year. They ain't going to be undefeated this year. Write that down. They're not going to be undefeated this year. Maybe it's A&M finally. Maybe Auburn wakes up and finally knocks them off. Maybe Georgia stops being mediocre and knocks off the Alabama Crimson Tide. I don't know who's going to do it, but let me pull up Alabama's schedule this year. Let's see who's got a shot to knock them off. Because I don't know. Who do you think? All right. What's that team? SEC, Alabama schedule. All right, you ready? They open up September the 4th at Miami. Miami, I don't want to hear about the U. I don't want to hear about the turnover chain. I don't want to hear about nothing if you don't play like you got some sense against Alabama. Miami might be able to knock them off. I doubt it, though. Then they then they host Mercer. That's an embarrassment. Alabama, stop scheduling cupcakes. If you want cupcakes, order them. Stop scheduling them. Mercer. You get no mercy for scheduling Mercer. And then they go to Florida. Well, that Nick Saban, man, is an unadulterated genius in my Gunner man voice from New Jack City. He knows he's got a tough opening game, non-conference game against Miami week 1. He schedules Cupcake City for week 2, and then he goes to Florida. I ain't lying. Stop ordering cupcakes, bro. Ball out. You Alabama, play somebody. You don't need no cupcakes stuck in there. And then they at home versus Southern Miss. Then they got Ole Miss at home. Come on. Let's see if your guy can knock off his nemesis. Then they go to A&M, October the 9th. They go to Mississippi State, the 16th. They ain't gonna have no problem with that. 23rd, Tennessee, they ain't gonna have no problem with that. November 6th, at home versus LSU. I don't think they're gonna have any problem with that. Then they got another cupcake. Then they got more Cupcake City. They host New Mexico State. And then they're at home versus Arkansas. And then they go to Auburn. There's a loss in there somewhere. There is a loss in there somewhere. I don't know if it's Miami week 1. I don't know if it's Florida week 3. Maybe it's A&M October the 9th, but I think they run the table from there. If they don't lose to A&M October 9th, I think they run the table. At Mississippi State, home versus Tennessee, home versus LSU, home versus New Mexico State, and then home versus Arkansas, and then on the road versus Auburn. Of course, that Auburn game, anything can happen in that. They got a new head coach down there. Gus Malzahn is out. Al, hi, I'm with you. Florida and A&M are possible. I don't know what Miami is doing. I love De'Aaron King. I don't know if the U is finally ready to be the U again. If you're going to get Nick Saban, week 1 is the perfect time to get him. If you're going to get Nick Saban, week 1 is the perfect time to get him. But don't forget now, let's quit playing for a second. You know who the offensive coordinator is for Alabama this year, right? You know who that is, right? Bill O'Brien. Baby, that dude is very beatable. That dude is very beatable. So I'm telling you, say what you want. Oh, Alabama, national champs. Nobody's going to beat them. All right. It's a little different. It's a little different organization than it was before. Little different organization than it was before. No Mac Jones. None of those amazing wide receivers. Not that Najee Harris is gone. Several players off that defense. I'm just saying. I'm with Al High. I'll throw Miami, Florida, and A&M are possibles. So one of those 3 teams could break through. Let's look at Alabama's schedule. Can we look at Oklahoma's schedule? Let's look at Oklahoma's schedule real quick, if you don't mind. Big 12. Oklahoma. All right, here we go. Oklahoma's opening up with a cupcake. Oklahoma is opening up on the road in New Orleans, Louisiana, up on the well, actually, I think they play in the Dome, but they playing my alma mater, Tulane. That's a cupcake. You ordered cupcakes too. Green Wave cupcakes. And then they follow that up with another cupcake. They got Western Carolina. Then they got another cupcake, Nebraska. See what I did there? And then they've got West Virginia. They're at Kansas State. They play at up in Dallas for the Red River rivalry on October the 9th. Man, Alabama and Oklahoma could lose on the same day. Y'all circle October the 9th because both of them have games that they could easily lose. I'm not saying UT is going to get it done, but if UT going to be about anything, that's the day to show it. Then they host TCU. They go to Kansas to beat the brakes off of them. They got Texas Tech coming to town, beat the brakes off of them. They go to Baylor to beat the brakes off of them. And then they got number 7 Iowa State the week before they play Oklahoma State. That week, those two games back-to-back could be a problem. Iowa State, number 7 in the country preseason, and then their arch rival, Oklahoma State, with Mr. Gundy. I'm a man! We'll see. We'll see. So there's a couple of little maybes on there, too. Not Tulane, not West Carolina, not Nebraska, not West Virginia. I'm not impressed with the Kansas State Owl High. We'll see. At Texas, though, that one, that's that game. TCU, all right, Patterson. At Kansas, not going to be a problem. Home versus Texas Tech. At Baylor, not going to be a problem. And then those final 2 games of the season, Iowa State and Oklahoma State, those going to be something. Oklahoma will be in the national championship game. Oklahoma will be in the national championship game. The team in the state of Alabama that has a better chance to win a national championship than the Crimson Tide, Alabama A&M, who won the SWAC championship last season and will represent, if they win the SWAC again, they'll take on a team from the MEAC in the Celebration Bowl, and that will determine the historically black college and university national champion. I think Alabama State has a better chance to do that than Alabama Crimson Tide. Owl High. K-State usually brings their best against OU and Texas. We'll see. We'll see. I want them to. I was a big Michael Bishop fan when he was there. Trying to get an interview with him now. He's over. He's a high school football coach here in Houston at Legacy Schools of Sports. I'm trying to get an interview with the founder of the school and with Coach Bishop. In fact, you got me finna send him a message like, "What's up with our interview? Let's get it done." Keith Hennig said, "A man with a mullet cannot be taken seriously." Yeah, come on, man. You know me and Gundy, boy. If I see him in the airport, it's on. You a man, right? You a man. Y'all hold me back. Y'all hold me back. Gundy and Scott Frost, those two. Willie Gibson is somewhere rolling his eyes right now. Like, come on, man. All right, your technology's getting ready to mess up. You're talking about Scott Frost. How is Scott Frost being investigated for recruiting violations? Who's he recruiting? Team managers? He's not recruiting football players. He's 12-20. 12 wins in the last 5 years under Scott Frost. He's been there, 4 years? This is his 4th, I think. Scott Frost is 12-20. Who is he illegally recruiting? The team manager, obviously, he provided improper benefits to the team manager because it wasn't anybody football related. Bruh. Y'all try to tell me, oh, Scott Frost, he's Mr. Nebraska and he's the right guy, and they love him there because he's turning around the program. He's recruiting better in the state than anyone ever has. You want him, you got him. What did the athletic director from UT say when they got Tom Herman? We got our man. You got your man. And he about to lead y'all into NCAA violations that you can ill afford. The only good thing about it is the NCAA does not put teams like Nebraska, Kansas, Duke, Miami. They don't put teams like that on probation anymore. They only do HBCUs like Prairie View, FAMU, Jackson State. They don't do major colleges on probation anymore. I think Mark Emmert's got some unwritten rule that he can't put schools like that on probation anymore. So Nebraska, you can continue to be 12-20 under Scott Frost. You're not going to any postseason play, so it's not like they need to ban you from postseason play. You're not going in basketball. You're definitely not going in football. So they can just not even waste time investigating and just put it out there that y'all nasty and Scott Frost is dirty and they don't ever have to investigate that because y'all ain't going nowhere anyway. All right, let me take a break. Just mean. What is wrong with me today? Did I tell y'all? Y'all want to have some fun? All right, let me take a break. I'll be right back. Al High said Michael Bishop was that dude. Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. Should have been that dude in New England, but, they didn't give him much of a shot. All right, we'll be right back right after this.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours. Any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760. If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number, 800-876-7047,
800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Todd Delaney, and right now you're listening to the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show with AJ on the legendary KY.
Okay. All right, y'all. Back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday, and I was just throwing back. Got that play coming up on Saturday. I'll talk about that in a minute. But let me tell you, also, if you need to get everything in your home secured, you need a home security system, and you can get one by calling the Home Security Hotline, 1-800-561-6198. That's 1-800-561-6198. For less than $1 a day, you can get your home secured and everything on the inside of it. All right. AJ, I'm glad you cleared that up. I thought you were about to say Auburn had a better chance to win a national championship than Alabama. I don't follow black college football like that, but thank you for clearing it up. No. And I know folks, well, why do they have a black college national championship and not just the national champion? They don't play like that. It's not fair like that. It's not fair like that. Most of the HBCUs are FCS or SIAC, or other divisions, CIAA. Most of them are in other Division II. Most of them are in other divisions than what used to be Division 1A, FBS. So they don't get a chance to compete. And like I've been saying about the Power Fives and the Group of Fives and all that, the ones that are left out of the current college football playoff model, they need to figure out their own playoff deal. 1AA does it. FCS does it. They do it. Division II does it. Division III does it. Every other division of college football has a playoff system better than the FBS. And I know it's the Alabama Clemson Invitational. Those two schools lock up two of the deals. So, you're hoping to get one of the two remaining spots because Alabama and Clemson are going to be in it one way or another. So, yeah, I'm glad that Alabama A&M and Alabama State and Prairie View and Grambling and FAMU and Bethune-Cookman and North Carolina A&T before they jumped up to the Big South. I'm glad that those schools have a chance to compete for a national championship as well. It's only right. It's only right. And that's why I say Alabama A&M, the winner of the SWAC championship last year, to me, bringing back the perennial all-SWAC offensive player in Akil Glass, I think they got a better shot of winning a national championship this year than the Alabama Crimson Tide. Man, y'all better, that Bill O'Brien effect is real. That Bill O'Brien effect is real. You don't have Steve Sarkisian calling plays like you used to. So I'm just saying, just be mindful. Be mindful. There's going to be a whole lot of, questions being answered. So anyway. Who was the better offensive coordinator for Alabama, Lane Kiffin or Steve Sarkisian? Who was a better offensive coordinator for Alabama, Lane Kiffin or Steve Sarkisian? I'm not saying those two were the best. I'm asking, who was the better offensive coordinator, Lane or Sarkisian? Sark. Willie Gibson said Lane. I think you're right. I think you're right, Willie. All right, now let's do this. Who was a better offensive coordinator, Loxley, Kiffin, or Sarkisian? Loxley, Kiffin, or Sarkisian? I love what Loxley did with Jalen Hurts and Tua. I love what he did. Sark is not really a real football coach at all. I'm trying to leave the door open on that. I mean, you got to. The dude was successful at Washington. Not as successful at USC, and we understand now that he had personal demons that he was trying to to get rid of. He didn't make Alabama worse while he was there. He didn't do so good with the Atlanta Falcons. Can't give him no credit for that. But, he handled his business last year at Alabama. That offense didn't drive. He got Mac Jones in the NFL. And that's doing something. I'm not saying Mac Jones is trash. I'm just saying if it were not for Steve Sarkisian's offense, Mac Jones wouldn't be in the NFL. Or if he wouldn't have been a, number top 10 pick. He wouldn't have been that. He definitely wouldn't have been that. I think Sark is going to have some good moments at UT. I don't know if they're going to be this season. But I think Sark is going to have some good seasons at UT. But I agree. I think Lane Kiffin was the better offensive coordinator between him and Sark. And I think that's why Lane has a shot. If they can put up some defense, remember they had a shootout last season, Alabama and Mississippi. But if Lane can provide some defense with the creativity that he brings on offense, yeah, it could happen. It could happen. There's a couple of road bumps on Alabama's schedule. There's some cupcakes now. There's Cupcake City in there, but there's also some cupcakes on on Oklahoma's schedule as well. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. Again, I'm gonna say it. Y'all write it down. All the experts in Vegas agree with me. Oklahoma, best shot to win it all. Oklahoma, best shot to win it all. And I'm going as far as saying Alabama A&M University has a better chance of winning a national championship in the state of Alabama than the Crimson Tide this year. And I'm counting it all. I'm counting all the turnover on offense and defense and the turnover with a guy that I've seen call plays and up close and personal, Bill O'Brien. I'm just telling you, Bill O'Brien calling plays when he doesn't have TB12 is different. When Bill O'Brien has Tom Brady as his quarterback, he looks like a very good offensive coordinator. When Bill O'Brien doesn't, I'll leave it there. All right, let me get ready to do some birthdays. You got a birthday? If you have a birthday, let me hear them. 281-453-1000 for your birthdays. 281-453-1000. If you or somebody that you love have a birthday, get them to me. I'm getting ready to do them. Birthdays. Got a couple of good ones, and I want to celebrate those. One of my colleagues celebrating his birthday today. So we'll do that in a second. 281-453-1000. Text me 832-403-5005, or hit me up, AJ@KYOKsports.com, AJ@KYOKsports.com. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on, and then we'll do the birthdays after this.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. According to a Reuters poll, President Joe Biden's approval rating dropped by 7 percentage points and hit its lowest level thus far in his presidency. The results come as the U.S.-backed Afghan government collapsed, sending thousands of civilians and Afghan military allies fleeing for their safety. Biden's popularity dropped as the Taliban entered the capital of Kabul, wiping away 2 decades of U.S. military presence that cost nearly $1 trillion taxpayer dollars and thousands of American lives. A group that has long opposed building the Obama Presidential Library on the site of a Chicago park asked the Supreme Court Tuesday to temporarily stop work on the project. Several local residents and a nonprofit organization called Protect Our Parks argued in court documents that the federal government failed to perform required environmental reviews. A federal judge and the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, however, recently declined to stop construction. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
All right. Thank you very much, There's Sybil Wilkes with what we need to know. I think we need to know about those birthdays. So again, if you got a birthday, let me hear about it. Let me hear about it. Birthdays, it's your birthday. All right. One of the baddest car selling, awesome, anointed women in the business, Laurel Williams. Laurel Williams from the Bayway family, celebrating her birthday today. I love me some Laurel Williams. Also, Idowu Igubedion Agumbimi, from Nigeria, is celebrating her birthday. What's up, Queen? Happy birthday to you. Mark Davenport, Sonia Carter, Suzanne Thomas, Deborah Love, happy birthday to you, sis. And the lady that I call Madam President. She is the president of the Houston Gospels Announcers Guild. It's Catherine Dorsey. I provide her security. So happy birthday, Madam President. Anna Martinez, Colleen Crizot, Colleen, celebrating her birthday. Paul Jacobson, Don Thornton, Nina Jones, Raymond Hollins, Rebecca Green, Fantasia is celebrating her birthday. Not that Fantasia. Also, Miranda Sanford, Barry Barnes, Carrie Schofield, Arlena Jackson. Arlena is 73 years old today and looks like she's about 25. And then Joel Chola Mijata from Kenya celebrating his birthday today. All right, let me get somebody on to sing to you. Threw y'all a curveball, didn't go with Usher today, decided to go with, the lady who's playing Aretha Franklin in the latest biopic. I love that. Let me hit a couple of celebrity birthdays for you today. Kirk Herbstreit, one of my least favorite quarterbacks from the Ohio State, is celebrating a birthday today. And one of my favorite kickers, formerly of the NFL, Morton Anderson, celebrating his birthday. And then one of my brothers in the business, Michael Lyle from WSHU Public Radio over on the East Coast. He's been on the show. He is a very active young man in the National Association of Black Journalists. And again, Michael Lyle, happy birthday to you, brother. I hope you have many, many, many more. And let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Somebody sending me a message. Yeah, bless you, bless you, bless you. Also, Lady Gabrielle, Elisa Gabrielle, celebrated her birthday yesterday. I didn't get a chance to do that one, so I want to do that one now. Again, if you know somebody's having a birthday, celebrating a birthday, or a special anniversary, be sure and get those to me so that we can celebrate them right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Is what we do, and we enjoy doing it with you. About to put this first hour on the books. get the second hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Weaver! 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 I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Ball is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. Fever. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's so much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You hard to make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I am. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Fever. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, KYOKradio.org, and also streaming on Facebook and Twitter at Lunch Break KYOK, at Lunch Break KYOK, and then on YouTube, we are the Lunch Break with AJ Jones. So, again, want to thank y'all for tuning in on this Throwback Thursday. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, should be joining me in just a little bit. And again, want to thank, Troy Mullins for joining us yesterday. Going to try and get Dr. J on hopefully tomorrow, and still working on getting Michael Bishop, former college football player and played in the NFL. Also trying to get Carrie Brown, who is the founder of a great school here in Houston, and want to get them on because let me tell you, they are good folks. So working on some things. All right, Sterling, AJ, if you don't believe Alabama is going to win the national championship again, you don't know football. Okay. So we said Alabama versus the field because that's what you just said. Like, it don't matter who they're playing. You got Alabama winning the national championship. I don't know. Ohio State might have something to say about that. Oklahoma might have something to say about that. Clemson might have something to say about that. All the schools in the SEC, which y'all want us to believe is the toughest conference there ever was or ever will be. So are you telling me that that conference is not as tough as people say it is because Alabama has nothing to worry about? I just don't know what you're saying. I get the Crimson Tide faithful is a whole thing. I get it's a whole movement all by its Roll Tide is a thing. I get that. But if you're telling me Alabama has nothing to worry about against any of the SEC talent, let alone Ohio State, Oklahoma, Clemson, all right, then I'll tell you the college football landscape needs to totally be restructured. I'm telling you, they need to expand to 16 teams if Alabama doesn't have anything to worry about. Let Alabama get softened up by one of those schools that nobody thinks can compete with Alabama. Let them have to play some games instead of just go to their invitational and win 2 games to call it a wrap. I'm just saying. Let me go back to Alabama's schedule. Let's fix this since Alabama's got such an easy road to the national championship. Let's just fix this real quick. How about if Alabama takes Mercer and where's that other cupcake? New Mexico State. How about if they take those 2 off their schedule? Oh, and Southern Miss. How about if they take those off their schedule and actually play Ohio State or Clemson? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Mercer, Southern Miss, New Mexico State, and yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. They got an easy road to the national championship. You're right. They got all those cupcakes in the SEC, and they put sprinkles on them with Mercer, New Mexico State, and Southern Miss. Where I'd be more impressed if they took on USC or UCLA or Arizona State, New Mexico State, Mercer, Southern Miss. Where's Cincinnati? Let them play Cincinnati. I said it earlier, man. Nick Saban is an unadulterated genius. Nick Saban got y'all thinking he's smarter than he is. Nick Saban is, let me take that back. Nick Saban is definitely as smart as y'all think he is. But when you got Mercer and Sanford and New Mexico State and Southern Miss, when you got those sprinkled in, this really tough schedule, yeah, it makes it a little easier. So, now, AJ, you're saying that Nick Saban is not a great coach? Yeah, he's a great coach. Great coaches know how to make their job easier. He's not filling up every weekend on his schedule with the best of the best. What's Mercer the best of? What's Southern Miss the best of? What's New Mexico State the best of? He ain't filling up every week with the best of the best. Please. Yeah, y'all go take that somewhere else. That ain't for me. So, yeah, Sterling, you're right. I said it. And I think I know a little bit more about college football than you think I do. FYI. On my way to heaven. Again, folks get all goofy about the SEC. Look at who he's playing, Tennessee. When's the last time Tennessee's been knocking on the door about something? Arkansas. Is Arkansas finally doing something in the SEC? Mississippi State, are they finally doing something in the SEC? Guess who's interestingly missing from here? Georgia. They ain't on here. I don't see Georgia. Georgia could be in one of those spots. Mercer or Southern Miss or New Mexico State. All right, y'all. Tony Busby is a liar. We'll talk about that. Tony Busby basically alluded to the fact that the FBI was talking to him about Deshaun Watson exclusively because of the possibility of sex trafficking. He failed to mention that before all of this went public, he and one of the accusers approached Deshaun and his agent or manager about money to keep everything quiet. Forgot to mention that. And oh yeah, by the way, it's public record. It's in the initial reports about all of this when it came out that Tony Busby said, yes, we approached him and he called the name, I think, of the manager about a settlement. Well, the FBI is trying to find out if they were trying to extort money out of Deshaun. Funny how Tony Busby left that out of the equation. Now, again, I'm not trying to accuse the accusers, but there could be several wrongs in the same situation. Somebody can be guilty, but if a police officer plants evidence or lies under oath, well, guess what? That's multiple wrongs in the same situation. If someone was sexually assaulted and they go about trying to resolve it by trying to extort money out of the person that sexually assaults them, well, the person can be convicted. I'm talking about the abuser can be convicted, but then the abused can also be convicted of extortion, especially when it's federal. And like Rusty Hardin, the attorney for Deshaun Watson, says, when you lie to the feds, that's a felony. That's not just, I misspoke. I misremembered. Roger Clemens, I misremembered. I said earlier that I felt like the ladies had the wrong guy to give them the best chance to get justice. When you have an attorney that's more concerned about, the public opinion and making statements and holding press conferences and all that, every now and then they'll get caught up in themselves and say or do the wrong thing. And it can hurt the case. Tony Busby should be behind the scenes, interviewing witnesses and building evidence in a case against Deshaun Watson, not dropping quotes on his honeymoon to try and stir up public support for his clients. Attacking the NFL, attacking the district attorney's office, attacking the HPD. It's okay to attack Deshaun, but come on, really? And oh yeah, by the way, he may have jeopardized at least one of the cases by making that statement about them approaching Deshaun for a settlement, which could possibly fall into the guise of extortion. Again, I wish those ladies well. I want them to get justice. I haven't been shy about my personal feelings. These don't necessarily are not facts. And if somebody in Tony Busby's office want to come and sue me, go for it. I'm just stating an opinion, not saying that they're facts. In my opinion, he's a liar. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exams required to qualify.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 a.m., 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Got to give the people, give people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hi, this is Sade from Bondurant and Belford, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org, streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And now I got all the Bama folks coming after me. All right. CB, hey, man, you don't have to hate so loud against the Crimson Tide. I'm sorry they beat your little team, whoever that was. Don't feel bad. They do that often. I'm just saying, man. Alabama. Yeah, they won it all last year. Yeah, they beat Ohio State. Ohio State had one of the dumbest defensive game plans that I've seen them come out with in a long time. And I get, there were blown coverages and blown assignments and all that. But, man, anytime you got one of the best wide receivers in the country, I'm sorry, the Heisman Trophy winning best wide receiver in the country, and you got a linebacker covering him, that's just dumb. I'll give you that. But Alabama doesn't come in like holding this year's trophy. They come in having to earn this year's trophy. And I know folks get all caught up in the preseason rankings. Alabama, number one. What matters is the college football playoff rankings. And those don't come out until later in the year. So all I'm saying is, call me what you want, say what you want, get at it. How about that? Yeah. Okay. We'll see. This is one of those things where let it play out, 11, 12 games. We'll see. I'm going with Oklahoma in the college football playoff championship game, and I don't know who they're going to be playing. I don't think it's going to be Alabama. I have a feeling it's going to be somebody else. And possible suspects are the Ohio State University, Clemson, I don't know, somebody else. Oregon might pop in this year. Somebody from the Pac-12 might finally break through. Don't know. But the thing that the Alabama Crimson Tide faithful are not getting, you're telling me it's Alabama against the field. I'll take the field. I think I know a little bit more about the guy calling plays this season than a lot of y'all do. Y'all think anybody can come under Nick Saban and call plays, and how'd that work out when they brought Steve Sarkisian in the first time to call plays for that one game? Somebody by the name of Deshaun, what's that kid's name out of Clemson? Deshaun Watson. Yeah, he figured it out and beat the unbeatable Alabama. So, again, sticks and stones, bro. Sticks and stones. All right, GW. I didn't know this show hated on Alabama so much. What is it? You don't like greatness? Yeah, I like greatness. I love a lot of greatness. I think Oklahoma's going to be great this year. And I'm not even an Oklahoma fan. I just feel like Oklahoma is bringing back more continuity from a pretty good team, by the way. And Alabama's got a whole lot of moving parts right now. Listen, if I'm wrong, guess what? If you're not watching the show for the first time, I'll be the first dude to come on and say, I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. Alabama is that team. I'll do that. But right now, I'm not wrong. Right now, I'm just as right as you are. But I get fandom. I understand it. Especially, this is going to sound like shade, but it's really an eclipse, like let the darkness fall around you. Especially coming from Tuscaloosa. I mean, when you're from Tuscaloosa, I guess that's all you know is Alabama. I've lived in a few major cities, not just Tuscaloosa. So anyway, let me get ready to take a break. On the lunch break. CJ, you tell him, AJ. I'm not telling them nothing. You ain't new to this. You AJ at this. You know what, CJ, I like that one. I might post that up. Yeah, let me post that up. Willie Gibson said the Ohio State defensive coordinator for that game retired. He should have. In fact, he should have retired before he got off the field. Like right after that play where he had a linebacker trying to cover, the best wide receiver in the game. Should have been like, now, you know you're not getting on the bus, right? You know you need to Uber to the airport, right? Yeah, we're going to have your stuff boxed up and sent over there to cross the tracks at 8 Mile. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. Roll Tide! Roll Tide!
We all experience grief and bereavement at one time or another in our lives. Well, there is hope and healing. Join Pastor Ronald Booker and the Greater St. Matthew Church for a free grief and bereavement hybrid symposium conducted by Dr. Leonard L. Favorite. Dr. Favorite is an expert in clinical and pastoral education, Christian counseling, and grief management. The free hybrid symposium will be held this Saturday, August 21st, 9 a.m. until 12 noon at Greater St. Matthew Southwest. This much-needed seminar is designed to give hope to all who attend and strategies to cope with various losses and grief. Don't miss this free hybrid symposium this Saturday, August 21st, 9 a.m. until 12 noon at Greater St. Matthew Church, 14919 South Main. For more information, call 713-734-5670. It's worth the trip to the Saints.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice. And hey, y'all, this is Drake. Real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is Lakeisha, and you're listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live on KYOKradio.org and on Facebook and YouTube, and Twitter. What's up, Twitter? I'm kind of done reading these. I'm done reading these. Alabama fans, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset y'all. I didn't know y'all were that sensitive. I didn't mean to. When your team is real good, you really don't have to defend them. You just, okay, we'll see. Oh yeah, he'll know, and you just leave it at that. But some of these comments, I do stand by the Tuscaloosa comment. Now, I'm not saying that the people are bad or the city is bad or what have you, but there's no comparison between Tuscaloosa and Houston. There's no comparison between Tuscaloosa and Atlanta. There's no comparison between Tuscaloosa and LA, Tuscaloosa and Philly, Tuscaloosa and New York City. There's no comparison. I mean, small town city, great, no problem. I got family from Darrow, Louisiana. Love the small town city, but there's no comparison to a major metropolitan city. Even if you prefer the small town, there's no comparison to a big town. So there's no sense in coming for me on the whole Tuscaloosa comment. You there, you're from there and all that, live with it. All right. Listen, wherever you are, small town, big town, you want to secure your home for less than $1 a day, you need to call the Home Security Hotline, 1-800-561-6198. That's 1-800-561-6198 for less than $1 a day. You can get your home and everything in it secured at the Home Security Hotline. All right. So the Astros have now lost 4 in a row after losing 3-2 last night to the Kansas City Royals in Kansas City. Now, they're going to try to avoid getting swept in the series with Kansas City, and they're going to try to avoid a 5-game losing streak when the two meet today. In fact, they're already underway, and the Astros are losing after the bottom of the first. They're down 1-0. So we'll see where that one goes. Let me see if I can find out. Sacrifice fly gave Kansas City a 1-0 run. So we'll see. A 1-0 lead. We'll see how that one goes. Also, the Rangers, for the second time in a row, lost to Seattle by the score of 3-1. They're trying to avoid being swept in their 3-game series, and those two teams are underway right now as we speak. And the Mariners are up 2-0 in the bottom of the first. So we'll see. That game is taking place up in Arlington right now. Cowboys and Texans going to get it on this Saturday. Cowboys and Texans this Saturday, 7 o'clock. Both teams are going to be without their starting quarterback. Dak Prescott, they're being extra cautious with him and that strained throwing arm. And, of course, the Texans are not going to go with Deshaun Watson. Probably going to see some Tyrod Taylor briefly like we saw last week, and then see a whole lot of Jeff Driscoll and Davis Mills. Probably more Davis Mills than Jeff Driscoll. So we'll see. Again, that'll be Saturday at 7. Tonight, you've got some NFL action when the Patriots take on the Eagles. And, of course, they'll be playing, rotating quarterbacks, or you're going to see both Mac Jones and Cam Newton. The fact that there is a quarterback controversy in New England is pretty surprising to me. I hope it's just Bill Belichick being coy, and he knows that Cam gives them the best chance to win, and he's just trying to, keep the media at bay and keep encouraging Mac Jones to study and learn and what have you. But I don't know. You never know with New England. I feel like they made a bunch of off-season moves, and bringing Cam back another year in that offense, healthy, not COVIDed down and all that, I felt like New England could try to get back on top in the AFC East. Buffalo, it's going to be good. Miami's going to be good, but I don't expect New England to be 7-9 or this year 7-10. So we'll see. I believe they got a great shot with Cam. I believe that shot lessens with Mac Jones. So that game will be tonight. It kicks off at 6:30 Central, and you can watch it on the NFL Network. And then other games throughout this weekend. Tomorrow night, you've got the Bengals and the Washington football team. That's at 7. And then on the mothership tomorrow night at 7, you've got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be interesting to see, not about any of the rookies, not even about J.J. Watt or DeAndre Hopkins. It's going to be interesting to see if Cliff Kingsbury can take that next step as the head coach of Arizona. They've got the talent. A.J. Green is over there now, DeAndre Hopkins, J.J. Watt. Obviously, they still have Murray at quarterback. So coaching is what the attention is on now. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
AJ, it's Todd.
Man, let me see. What's the day? Throwback Thursday?
You want this work?
Do you want this work? You skipped out. You skipped out on that work Tuesday.
Hey, I got my new show, Get Them Hands Friday.
Todd, man, seriously, Todd, you funny, man. I'm serious. You are hilarious, bro.
So, is Mike McCarthy has to be the worst pep talk coach, motivational speaker for men I think I have ever seen in my life.
You sound surprised.
Well, I've never seen, like, when he was with the Packers, right? You know, I never saw him behind the scenes in the locker room, right? I only saw my image of Mike McCarthy was he had a headset on, he had that big Cheesecake Factory menu, calling plays, right? But I never knew anything about him as far as really, interviews I'd ever listened to, seen him in footage really in the locker room. He's terrible. I mean, you got people, Hall of Famers, just making fun of like the way he's trying to motivate these guys, and you got the guys when I'm watching Hard Knocks. You got like the Cowboys players looking at him like, man, is this guy for real?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
The funny thing is they talk about other guys that don't interview well, and there's no way in the world you could tell me that Mike McCarthy cleaned up, dressed up, and interviewed well. There's no way you can tell me that.
And I've said this for years. Think about this. How many coaches would have, Mike McCarthy coached Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's pretty hard to mess that up.
Yep.
Right? I
Yep.
mean, you'd have to be completely, if you take the worst NFL coach in NFL history, whoever that may be, right?
Yep.
Let me give you an example. Let's take a good example. The Browns. What was the guy that got fired when he was coaching? Hugh something,
Yeah,
right?
Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson.
Okay, let me give you this, because I think Hugh's a good coach, right? He got put in a very bad situation prior to Baker Mayfield ever being there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put Hugh Jackson as the coach of the Packers, they still win a Super Bowl. Okay, so Mike McCarthy, I think, is now getting exposed. And I know Dak got hurt last year, but there was more to that team than Dak just getting hurt.
Yeah, because you were very pro Andy Dalton, and I don't think that they, I wasn't as pro Andy Dalton, but I don't think that they used him to his skill set. And again, that defense was about as horrible as it could be.
So, he's terrible. I mean, honestly, when I watched a couple Hard Knocks, I was like, oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah.
So, I just think with Cowboys, they don't want a real coach. Jerry's like, I've been down that road with Jimmy. I don't want to share the spotlight. I went down that road with Bill. Remember, him and Bill got sideways when Jerry forced T.O. on Bill, right?
Yeah.
And after that, Bill was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And they were close. Remember when the Cowboys lost that game to the Seahawks when Romo fumbled that snap?
Yep.
Bill had that team right. He had them playing hard in the right direction. But Bill was like, nah, I'm done with this. You know, if you're going to force people on me, you said you wouldn't do that when I got here. I'm done. So after that, it's been a bunch of and Mike McCarthy is, think about it. In one episode of Hard Knocks, Mike McCarthy is asking Stephen Jones on should they play Zeke or not during preseason. When was Stephen Jones the coach? Did I miss something?
Yeah, and I was just going to say that. It's like, so I don't think this is the same Jerry, I don't want to share the spotlight kind of situation. I think the Suns are leading more now than ever before. So I think this is more Steven than it is Jerry. I think Jerry is still the voice of and the face of, but I think the actual hands-on operational stuff is Steven and the family.
But even that is weird to me. Like, think about this, right? Can you imagine Robert Kraft? This is not probably the best analogy because Bill Belichick's in a totally another class than McCarthy, but can you imagine Robert Kraft going to Bill and be like, hey, we don't need to play Cam in preseason games.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or doing, like, the lines are so crossed with the Cowboys are blurred of who's really doing what. And I'm so confused on, like, who's the coach and why are all these people in here making these decisions. But Mike McCarthy's terrible. Like, they got no chance with him. Like, I'm trying to think of other people they interviewed. I know I would take Marvin Lewis. They interviewed Marvin Lewis. They interviewed McCarthy. I can't remember the other people they interviewed outside of those pool of candidates, outside of them too. But man, talk about being I hate to use the word old school, right? But I like a guy that gets in front of the room that can command the attention, that has some enthusiasm, right?
Yeah.
This stuff is just outdated, corny.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the players are laughing under their tongue while he's talking.
Yeah. No, I say the same thing about Dan Campbell. There's no way that nonsense he's talking about would even be entertaining on a little league level, let alone a professional level. But hey, you know, that's who Detroit wanted. We'll see how things go. But yeah, and these guys, a lot of folks say that they shouldn't have to be motivated, that they should motivate themselves. That doesn't mean you stand up in front of them and sound like we're hearing Mike McCarthy and Dan Campbell and Nick Sirianni over in Philly. And it just, it's an interesting year.
I'm trying to think of the other Hard Knocks I've seen, like with John Gruden, right? And I know a lot of people don't like Gruden for whatever reason, but Gruden at least got me somewhat motivated. You know what I mean? At least he was fiery with what he was doing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what McCarthy. You know, I don't even. Hold on, Nate. Hit this button. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, sorry about that. So I can't even really figure out what McCarthy's trying to do, but I know the Cowboys, they got to get rid of him. I really thought last year there was stuff I was hearing in Dallas that they considered firing him after year one. And after seeing this Hard Knocks episode a few times, I wish they would have made that move. But do you remember the other candidates they interviewed? I know it was Marvin Lewis, McCarthy. I can't remember. I think I didn't know if they interviewed the Jets coach that got that job. I like him, but I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I'm not a Cowboys fan.
I don't either.
But I feel bad for Dak. Like, you know, when I saw that, I was like, man, I kind of wish Dak would have done what Deshaun was trying to do and saying, man, get me up out of here. I'm not going to be a
Hey, Todd. Don't be coming in here bad-mouthing Deshaun now. Just go on with that. Hey, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review is on. I got to take him. But you be sure and come back and get this whooping. What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm free. Hey, these hands stay ready.
Okay, well, listen, don't catch the bus. I'll meet you on the playground. 3 o'clock playground.
Hey, well, you said Kris is on, right?
Yeah.
All right, have y'all talked about the Draymond KD trying to throw my man Steve and Bob under the bus?
Yeah, no, we hadn't talked about that yet. I'm gonna get in there, man. That was an interesting little tete-a-tete.
Yeah, that was weak on Draymond, and that was very weak on Draymond's part. The reason that happened, that whole incident, was because of Draymond. It's not Steve Kerr.
Right.
So
Right.
I'll hang up and listen, but I was curious y'all's take on it.
All right, appreciate you. Thanks, man.
All right, man.
All right, y'all. Without further ado, let me get this dude's music on, man. Let me get this dude's music on. He calls in like 5 minutes before the show is over, but he can do that because he got it like that. Tall, light-skinned brother. Been in the media game for about 38 years. He's a good dude, man. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Got to do my son duties, take care of mom, make sure her hair is right and all that kind of stuff. So
you already know that comes first and foremost. Hey, Kris, hang on real quick. Somebody,
go ahead, man.
Let me see what they talking about real quick. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Oh, they hung up. Okay. I thought they might have wanted to say something to you, man.
Call back. It's all good. Maybe it's that person who doesn't return my emails anymore. So maybe she decided to call in.
You know what?
Meet me face to face.
If she calls me, I'm gonna set up some counseling with the two of y'all. I'm putting y'all back together. I'm telling you now, bro.
Well, from your mouth to God's ears, I guess. But anyhow,
you got to sit in there and some counseling. You better act right too. Sit up straight.
Well, we'll see about all that. But yeah. Don't hold your breath on that, brother.
I ain't holding my breath on nothing. Willie Gibson gonna get you. You don't want to mess with Willie now.
Hey, if Willie can make it happen, but other than that, I ain't gonna sweat it.
Man, I can't believe how things have shifted, man. Good Lord. Father, I stretch my hand unto thee.
Folks show their colors. You got to believe them sometimes, brother.
You should have made that macaroni and cheese. You've been slipping.
But that was years ago. This is 2021. I thought this was gonna be different.
You got to make it different, man. You got to make it different.
I'll make it different if I care that much to make it different.
I need you to care more.
I don't. There's too much other stuff in my life
Hold on, man.
that I'm stressing over. That's not one of them.
Let me dry my eyes. Okay. All right. I thought I was gonna be going to a celebrity wedding, and I look like you messing it up for me. Kris Gardner.
I'm not a celebrity.
I'm gonna leave that alone, man. You've been doing it as long as you've been doing this, and people know you all over. You're on committees, man, to determine who gets awards and stuff like that. You somebody.
Oh, that's different. I am somebody. That means I'm a celebrity, though.
You're a celebrity to me, man. I have you on my show every week, so you're a celebrity to me.
I appreciate that, man. That makes me part of the family, so I'm special. I appreciate that. I do.
Right. They shut Jalen Green down early in the summer league play. Obviously, wise move. What were your thoughts about it?
I don't know if it was wise. It's cautious. Because the hamstring injury is not serious enough, and I'm good with that. If it's not too bad, why make it worse? But we touched on this. Me, Willie, and Andy touched on this Sunday in our show. All these youngsters, 19, 20 years old, it's summer league, man. If y'all not hurt, play. If you're not injured, play. Summer league, you can't play 4 games in a week. The NBA is like that, regular season. So, but that's different. Teams are taking care of their investments and don't want to risk anything. So that's how times have changed. But man, I can't play 4 or 5 games in an 8-9 day stretch.
Yeah.
Come on.
Armani Brooks went off in the last summer league game, which was good to see. He'll definitely be in the mix come regular season time. How do you see?
Definitely. I don't know about definitely.
I thought so, but that's where my question was going to go. Where do you see Armani Brooks?
Let's go down the guards. Scoot, Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, John Wall, Eric Gordon. Okay, those 4 gonna play. Haven't named Josh Christopher.
I just heard 2 major trade chips.
But not gonna be November or October. Josh Christopher gonna play. He'll probably spend some time in the G League. Armani might as well. But as long as John Wall and Eric Gordon are here to be veteran leaders and good guys in the locker room and hopefully improve their trade value, I don't see Armani getting a lot of minutes early.
Wow, that's interesting.
Whose minutes would he take?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I guess I felt like John Wall and Eric Gordon, at least Eric Gordon, were pretty much signed, sealed, delivered somewhere else.
I think it's inevitable. I just not in October or November, unless somebody comes with a great deal they can't say no to.
Right. And I think it's going to be more of what we just saw. Somebody that another team was counting on goes down, and they need one of those two players right now. Then hey, why wait?
And Armani is a sniper, 3-point shooter, but I saw he got beat on defense too much in that game. I mean, he's got to do better defensively and rebounding. One of Greg Brown's dunks was because he and Usman didn't box out Greg Brown. Little things like that keep you on the floor.
I got you.
You can make those threes, okay, but don't give up 4 points on the other end.
Right. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the show before we wrap up. What happens now? Now that Summer League is over, what happens now?
Guys, take some time, me included, folks involved with the NBA, take a week or two to just unwind, decompress, get healthy, work out, practice on your own with the what is it now? The sports performance staff that NBA teams have, and then training camps 3 weeks away. Get back at it. Training camp, preseason, and then the regular season.
That's what I wanted to get to. So training camp is really right around the corner.
Yep.
3 weeks away. Preseason gets started right after that, and then regular season starts this year in
October, late October. The NBA has changed things now, where the first 4 days of the season are the marquee matchups. So the rest of the folks, and now the Rockets for this year, are the rest of the folks. They don't have established superstars anymore to be part of the marquee games. So it'll be week after, probably around Halloween for them to start playing basketball games.
Gotcha.
A few days prior.
Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Wanted to ask you about U of H. Somebody threw a question at me. Given where they went, given the fact that they had, somebody go in the draft, what can we expect from the Cougars this year heading into another season where it looks like Penny done added to his bench over there in Memphis? What can you expect from the Cougars?
Penny going, see, AJ, he's added Larry Brown and Rasheed Wallace from where? What NBA team won championship they're a part of? So I'm not mad at that.
I can't quite put it together. I don't know.
But I'm not mad at that.
All I know is ball don't lie. That's all I know.
Indeed. But from what I've heard and been told, this year's U of H team will be deeper than last year's U of H team.
Okay.
More athletic.
Okay.
Got a legit big man in Josh Carlton. Legit transfer from UConn, 6'10", 6'11", 250, big body.
Okay.
Who can throw at those handful of teams that have large low post presence. And he's a great offensive rebounder. This team, Kelvin Sampson has gone too deep previous years. That's how he constructs the lineup. But this year's team is more athletic.
Okay.
So they got a tougher schedule because I think this team could be better than last year's team.
Wow. That's
but that doesn't mean they're going to get to the Final Four because, tournament's one and done deal.
Right.
But depth-wise, athleticism, this year's team could be better than last year's team. It's going to take, Coach Sampson's team develop. They get better in November, in December. But come February and March, this team should be ready to roll for that tournament.
Gotcha. I'm getting them in all quick since we got a little bit of time. Like Todd said, the Draymond Green and Kevin Durant come to Jesus. The Oprah couch situation without Oprah. What were your takeaways from the Kumbaya meeting?
I can see where KD and Draymond just keep it in house. They blew out of proportion, but there's no need to make it public with taking shots at Bob Meyer and Steve Kerr.
Yeah,
just keep it in house because a lot of stuff goes on. Players clean up in the locker room,
right?
That we don't hear about. Just keep it like that. That's fine.
Yeah, I said that before you came on. For me, I don't need the spectacle of the tete-a-tete. I mean, Isaiah and Magic's was a little different because it was decades, before they sat down with each other, and they were literally kissing each other on the court during the finals.
Right.
So that one was a little different. It just feels like everything is a production now. And, again, I've just always been that guy. Listen, if you okay, then I'm okay. If you need me involved, then I'll get involved. But I didn't feel like we needed to be involved in that one last night.
Yeah, it's just keep that stuff in-house. Everything in 2021 is public. I don't want to see all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need to have everything put public, social media, podcast. I don't care.
Yeah.
If the Warriors should have handled it better, okay. Tell Steve Kerr that on the phone.
Right.
Why don't you hear about it?
Yep. Yeah.
And I was one media people asking them in city to city, bringing it up. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to know what y'all doing on the court.
Yeah.
Is the beef disrupting the performance on the court?
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't care what y'all do off, locker room.
We got a little bit of insight from some of the guys that played with them that were like, man, if y'all only knew what we've been going through to get this last chip, or try to get this last chip. It's like, we had no idea how bad it was, but, again, there were rumblings. And again, it could have been handled in-house. And, oh, yeah, by the way, they're not playing together anymore. I did go on record as saying, watch out for Golden State if Klay Thompson is healthy. Am I embellishing or what?
Watch out from your point of view, meaning what? What are you expecting them if Klay's healthy?
Meaning that Golden State could be fighting for one of those top 8. Well, now you got play-in and all that. But, yeah, they could be fighting for one of those spots.
Yeah, I think they can make the playoffs. I mean, they were close this past year, lost in the play-in, without Klay. So, yeah, that I'm good with. Yeah. Now, if you would have gone top 4 in the West, then we'd had a discussion. But,
and I hear you, but does any of that matter anymore? I mean, does any of that matter? I know that Phoenix was one of the top teams in the West all year long, but there was a whole lot that happened for Phoenix to end up where they did. I know Milwaukee was one of the top teams in the East, but there was a whole lot that happened for them to end up where they did. So
health matters more.
Oh, that's what okay.
Yeah, health matters more because, no shade on the Suns, but majority of folks outside of Phoenix are convinced if LeBron and Anthony Davis are healthy, they're better than Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay, but based on track record, this season, why should we believe that AD is going to be healthy for the whole year? His history, he's going to get hurt.
Right.
LeBron's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah.
So on paper, the veteran Lakers look to be the best. But Knicks, bruises here and there, soft tissue injuries keep them out. Come playoff time, if they're healthy, they're the team to beat in the West.
Yeah, yeah. There's one team that on paper looks good, but they're probably not going to have what they got on paper in the lineup, and that's the Clippers. Do they drop out of that top 4, given that they're probably going to be without Kawhi for the better part, if not all of this season?
Probably, yes, because I'd say Lakers, Phoenix, Utah, Clippers being that edge 4, because then you got who else we're looking at? Denver with Jamal Murray when he's going to come back. Dallas, I'm not sure Dallas, they've gotten better on paper, but I'm not sure if they're elite yet. Portland, no. So, I mean, it's possible the Clippers could make the 4th spot, but compared to the other 3, compared to the Lakers, Phoenix, and Utah, they're not, without Kawhi, they're not up there. No.
Yeah. I put Denver in that spot over the Clippers minus Kawhi. That's another team that could be interested in a rental of John Wall / Eric Gordon.
Well, the Clippers getting rid of Patrick Beverly. They like their young backcourt. Eric Bledsoe and Reggie Jackson. That's a good backcourt. It's it's not.
Let me just say something. Bledsoe is a good dude. I don't ever want to get on his bad side, but man, offensively, he's just limited. And sometimes
he's inconsistent. No question. He's inconsistent. Yeah. But they trust the youngsters as well. Real quick, off top of your head, which conference has a better top 4, East or West?
I'm gonna say East.
See, the worm has turned, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
For a long, long time,
Yep.
it was the West, bar none.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
watch this. Give me your top 4 in the East.
Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Philly. I don't know. Hawks and Knicks. I'm not ready to put the Bulls there yet. They're unproven. I think Indiana's Miami. Put Miami in there.
And what's crazy is I was going to say everything you said and throw the Hawks in there, just given what they did. But, man, it's hard to ignore what Miami did this offseason. Again, top to bottom, I'm saying East this year.
Yeah,
that's East.
The East. Their 1 through 8 is probably better than West 1 through 8.
Yeah.
It used to be West 1 through 12
Right.
was better than the East, So
right. You had some teams with 27 wins trying to get in that top 8 spot in the East.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, man. I think the East is tough and tight from the way to go. Hey, listen, I know you have been trying to talk to the good folks over there at Texas Southern. I know it's early SWAC basketball, but you got a couple of other schools in the mix this year with FAMU and Bethune-Cookman. Does that shake up the way the SWAC looks for you heading into this season, or do you need to dig into it a little bit further?
I will dig into it further, but as long as Byron Smith is at Prairie View, I'm picking PV to be the team beaten.
Yeah.
Regular season. Coach Jones, Johnny Jones at TSU. I'm glad to see H-Town area teams being the teams to beat. So I'm good with that. I saw TSU's men's schedule announced a non-conference a few days ago. I got it because I'm on the newsletter. I didn't get it from the SID. I'm still waiting to get an interview request with Coach Jones. So, but yeah, PV and TSU, as of right now, August 19th, I'm still hanging my head on those two schools.
Send a message to Kevin Granger. And CC the request that you've sent in the past. You'll get a response.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have ways to go over his head if I want to.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying. I'm going to give him to the end of the month. I'm trying to, be polite.
I understand. But yeah, I'm Prairie View to me should have still had an at-large opportunity in the NCAA given what they did this year. The strength of schedule and all that nonsense. Listen, they beat who was on their schedule. They lost 4 times, and one of those came in the conference playoffs. So I just, I like what I see up at Prairie View. I absolutely love what I see out of Coach Jones.
I like PV. I like Coach Smith. He's a U of H alum. I need to lean on Byron to talk to his people in the media to do a better job promoting his product and get word out about what he's doing over there.
Yeah. I
mean, I'm trying to give y'all some recognition and love. Help a brother out. Give me the information so I can share it.
Brother, I got to believe this is going to get better at some point. I just don't know when it's going to be. I just don't know when it's going to be.
I hope it's soon.
Yeah, you and me both. Hey, listen, man, we got to get ready to go. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you.
Thank you for these few minutes, sir. I appreciate it. You squeezing me in. I'm Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review, HoustonRoundballReview.com, as well as the HR.com. Houston Roundball Review on Instagram and YouTube. Twitter is some folks say the HR Review. Part of the trio with Indiana as Willie Gibson. We'll have Kim White Davis scheduled to join us this Sunday. Show's going to start at 7 p.m. Folks Talking Sports. So tune in on Facebook and YouTube. Folks Talking Sports. Houston Roundball Review been around for 28 years. Local name, and not because of my brother AJ Jones. Global perspective.
I love it, man. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. We'll definitely have you back soon, all right?
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. He is truly my brother like no other. All right, let me get out of the way. We got Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Wear your mask where you're supposed to. Wash your hands like you're supposed to. Consider getting vaccinated. And whatever you do, when you see racism and bullying, kill it. Not the person or the people, just the racism and the bullying. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow, Freestyle Friday.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. A lot of fun today. As always, not this, definitely this. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday.